Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be learning about ballerina posture. Learning and understanding ballerina posture is super important for both your ballet technique as well as your health in everyday life. So let's get started. So what is ballet posture? Ballet posture is the way ballerinas stand. So I'm sure you've noticed if you've ever seen a ballet dancer walking down the street that they typically stand really tall rather than standing like this with their shoulders hunched or with a C curve in their back. Usually when ballerinas present themselves, even in everyday life, they stand really tall. And that standing really tall is something that ballerinas train to do. So when you're taking ballet class, there's a certain way to hold your body, your chest, your ribs, your stomach, your back, your bottom, and all of these things put together are what makes ballerina posture. Now, that's not to say that everybody has a completely straight spine. Me, myself, I don't have a completely straight spine. I actually have a little bit of scoliosis. That being said, there are always ways to work around those imperfections in your spine. So now that we've talked a little bit about what ballerina posture is, let's get into the nitty-gritty details of what your whole body, this part of your body, is supposed to be doing when you're taking ballet class. And a really good time to focus on the anatomy of your body and where each part of your body is during bar. Bar is the part of class where you're holding onto the bar and you're standing still and you just do movements with your legs, as I'm sure you've seen if you're watching this video. During bar is the best time to think about the placement of your body. So to get started, let's start talking about our stomach. Our stomach in ballet is supposed to always feel lifted. What I was taught as a kid is you want to think that you have ballet tights on and someone is pulling you up from your ballet tights. So your stomach is up and in. Once your stomach is up, where your abs come in, you want to make sure you have really strong ab muscles. It's really easy to open your ribs, to splay the ribs out. And when you splay your ribs, so you're sucking your stomach in, if I were to splay my ribs, it's super easy then to get a C curve down your back, which we don't want. So keeping that belly up, we also want to think about our ribs closing. A great way to think about this, a great trick to think about while thinking about your ribs, is to feel like someone took a pole and put it right up you, and your ribs are kind of going over that pole. So now we have that stomach pulling up. We have that pole going through our ribs, so we're closing our rib cage. And when we close our rib cage, just like it was super easy when we pulled up our stomach to splay our ribs, it is super easy when we close our ribs to close off your shoulders like this. Now, when you're doing ballet, it's great to pull your shoulders back while keeping your ribs closed and pulling your stomach all the way up. So far we've talked about our stomach pulling up, our ribs being closed, a pole going up and through our ribs, so we're going over and closing our ribs off, and our shoulders being back. Now let's talk about our bottom. You don't want your bottom, your butt, to be sticking out like this or to be going in like this. This is called tucking. You want to have a straight line. And what I tell my students is a great way to think of this is if you have a glass wall right in front of you and a glass wall right behind you. So if you were to stick your butt out like this, you would hit the wall and you wouldn't be able to do so. And if you were to pull and tuck under like this, you would also hit the wall. So we want a straight line going down. Now let's talk about our head. My head in ballet is definitely something I struggle with. I tend to go forward with my head when in reality we don't want that. So like I was saying before, we want to have everything in a totally straight line. And that includes our head. And a great way to think of this is to think, again, like that glass wall is right behind us, and this is creating one long line. It's like someone has a string, and I've said this in my other videos, pulling up and out of your head so that you can't go forward. If the string is pulling up, you wouldn't go forward with your head, and you wouldn't go back with your head. You would just pull straight up. Now, our chin, where our chin is supposed to go. A great way to remember this is by creating the letter L with your hand. You want to take this letter L and you want to stick it right here. So this should be our height, because when we're dancing on stage, our audience is up and out. We never look at our audience down. Well, the audience is down, right? But you don't look at them. You're supposed to look up and out at the balcony section when you're dancing. So that's a great way to remember it, to make a right angle with your hand and put it right here so that you know that your chin has to go up and out. So let's review what we talked about so far. We talked about pulling up, 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 like someone was pulling your tights all the way up and your stomach is going up, up, up. We talked about a rod going through your ribs, closing your ribs off. Then we also talked about our shoulders being back, working in opposition against our ribs. We also talked about our bottom being straight down, not tucking under and not going out, going straight down like a wall is behind us and a wall is in front of us. And finally, we talked about a string being pulled up, up, up and out of our head. Now, these are all things that are super important in ballet posture. And if something's off, it can mess up everything in your dancing. For example, in pirouettes, we need to be thinking of all those things. If one thing, for example, our bottom is out of place, it's going to throw off the whole center axis of your turn, and something's going to fall off. So great exercises to work on the strength of holding our position here is ab exercises, working on both the lower and upper abs, as well as the two side abs here. Now, I recommend doing that every day, but a great way to practice their ballet posture, like I mentioned before, is at the ballet bar. At the ballet bar, we always keep our body pretty still. It's usually our lower legs that are moving, unless we do a port de bras, forward or back, or we do something side. But usually, we're keeping our body very still while our feet does all the work. So getting a mirror and putting it right next to you while you're doing your ballet bar is a great way to practice this ballet posture. Thank you guys so much for watching this video today. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions at all, please comment below. And if you like this video, please click the like button below. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.